Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, I'm using 4 colours. I'm going to use a marble and I'm also going to do some swiping. I'm going to create a really happy, vibrant piece and it's going to match a book cover. I'm a huge fan of this person and I'm creating this piece to mirror the book cover because this person really is a positive, happy, cheerful soul and really does create beauty and happiness in the world. So this is dedicated to them. I'm going to drop all the comments in the description below about who this is about and what the book is about too, because I'm a huge fan. So this is dedicated to them. So let's see what we can create. So here's my colour palette and it's based on the colour of the book, the front cover of the book. So I've got an orange, a pink, a yellow, and I'm also adding in some gold. That gold is going to really help with some cell and lacing reaction. So they're my colours. I'm going to list all of that in the description box below. But all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take one colour at a time and puddle those colours on the surface of my canvas. And if you're going to try this yourself, I'd really encourage you not to rush this process. Really enjoy being in the present moment, in the here and now, and enjoy the creativity process rather than worrying about what's going to happen as the end result. So, puddle those paints, one colour at a time, on the canvas, and then I'll move on to the next part of the process where we use the marble and the palette knife to create some lines and lacing. So let me know in the comments below, when you see these colours, the pinks, the orange, the yellow and the gold, what do you feel? These are really happy, vibrant, positive colours to me. So that's the kind of emotion and feeling I get when I see these colours. I'd really love to know what you think about when you see these colours as a colour palette for a creation. So let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. I'm just using my torch to pop any of the air bubbles. And once those air bubbles have been popped, I'm then going to get, what one do you think? My marble. So I'm going to get my marble, I'm going to place it on the canvas within a puddle, and then I'm going to pick up my canvas and just tilt it from side to side, moving the marble around the paint on that canvas from one direction to another. I nearly lost the marble, but I managed to save it and it's back on the canvas, and that's what's going to create the lines within this creation. So I'm now using white titanium paint mixed with Australian Floetrol, 4 parts Australian Floetrol to 1 part paint. And I'm just going to use my palette knife to create some lacing within this piece. I'm literally going to swipe just once. So I'm going to rest my palette knife on the surface of the paint and slowly drag that palette knife from one end to the other. I'm going to wipe off my excess paint that's on my palette knife. I'm going to get my torch. I'm going to pop any air bubbles and help any cell reaction with that mixture. And then I'm going to tilt out the design, and I'm going to cover the full canvas with the colours that we've layered on top. And when you tilt out your design, take this time now to really look at the composition, look at the lacing, and look at the lines, and decide how you want to create your piece. Push off the paint that's on the surface, down the edge, and then bring it back on itself again to allow you to move the paint to other areas of the canvas. Don't be scared to pause and stop and really look at the creation that you're making. There's going to be some block colour, some lines and some lacing. And it's about getting a good balance of all of those colours together. And you know what? As I'm doing this one, I'm just thinking that this would make a really great diptych set. So I'm going to create another one, exactly the same process, using puddles of paint, a marble and some swiping, and I'm going to create a second piece for this because I really feel that I'd really love more colour to be on another painting, and then this can be a nice diptych set to reflect the happiness vibe, the positivity vibe, and yeah, I think that's a good way to go. So I'm going to finish this piece. We're going to go through all of this again on a second piece, and you'll be able to see how those two pieces really go together really well. By using the same technique and colours can really form a great diptych. Let me take you in now for a close-up look of the wet version, and you can see some of that gorgeous detail. You can see how those colours have infused together, those rich pinks, the orange, the yellow and the gold. I'm really happy with this. I'm going to place this to one side. I'm going to get another canvas of exactly the same size. These are 8-inch square canvases, and I'm going to do and create another piece to match this one so I can create a diptych set. So I want to create a second piece that's got really good balance that matches the first piece. So I'm going to use pink as the prominent colour that's in the middle. And then I'm going to use my gold and create kind of a circle centre point. So that gold will really help with the lacing and the cell reaction when I swipe. I'm then going to add all the other colours of the colour palette to this canvas, starting off with the yellow and then moving on to the orange. So I've got my colours on my canvas. I'm going to use the same marble. I've placed that in the middle of the canvas. Hopefully this time it won't fall off and it will just go around the paint puddles that we've created. And the marble is creating a series of lines that's going to be stretched out across this piece. I'm going to take the marble off of the canvas, and then I'm going to use my white paint and Australian Floetrol formula to create some lacing. But first of all, I'm just going to add a little bit more pink around the edges so I've got enough paint on the canvas so when I tilt it out, the paint will also cover the edges and the sides of this creation. So again, I'm just going to swipe once, but I'm literally going to take a larger palette knife and I'm going to place the palette knife on the surface of the paint. I'm going to allow it to just connect with the paint, and then I'm just going to slowly drag the palette knife from one side to the other. The mixture of that white titanium paint and the Australian Floetrol will help a cell and lacing reaction. So I'm just doing the one swipe. I'm going to get my torch and I'm going to pop any of the air bubbles that are on the canvas and also help the reaction of that paint to create that lacing. I'm going to slowly pick up my canvas and tilt the paint across the edges and down the sides. And remember, I want a balance of block colour, lines and lacing to match the first piece that was created. Just remember to not rush this process. Allow yourself to really look at the piece as it evolves, as you push that paint down the sides and bring the paint back on itself again to allow you to move more paint across the surface to cover that full area. If you're enjoying this video, I'd really appreciate you hitting the like button and giving me the thumbs up. That really helps me reach other audiences on YouTube and helps me to grow as an artist on YouTube itself. So if you're enjoying it, I'd really appreciate you do that. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. It's free for you to do, and you get to see me create week after week various creations using different fluid art techniques. I'm just going to tidy up my sides, ensure there's full coverage, and then let me take you in for a close-up of this wet version, and you'll see how those colours have really infused together. The pinks, the orange, the yellow with the gold. I really love the balance of this piece. There's a large block of pink on this piece with some pink in the middle that's kind of underneath that gold lacing as well. So I'm going to let this piece dry. Both pieces will dry, and I'll then bring you in for a close-up of the two pieces together, and you're not going to be disappointed because I think that they really match each other really well by using just 4 colours, using the marble to create the lines and using my palette knife to create that cell and lacing technique. Really sets this piece off. So stick around and I'll show you the dry version. So here we go, the two pieces sitting side by side. I really love each of these elements. The lines that were created with the marble and the lacing that was created using the Australian Floetrol and the white titanium mixture. I really do love the balance of the detail against the block colour. And this is a really happy, vibrant piece. It radiates positivity, and I really hope that this is welcomed for the person that it's designed for. I am going to varnish these. I'm going to use a gloss varnish, a spray varnish, just to seal those pieces and to allow them to really sparkle and shine. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you've enjoyed this piece. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to try this too. And I really hope I get to see you again in the next video. Take care everyone. Have a great week and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.